way into the great city of New York City, to record another radio episode in the iHeart Studios on 710 WOR. My guest today is Casey Feldbaum. I met her a few months ago at Consensus. I met her because on day 2 of the event, I took my microphone and went booth to booth interviewing short 2 to 3 minute segments with a lot of the exhibitors and really putting together these really cool segments in 2 minutes for the exhibitors to really help them gain exposure and to establish a relationship with them and to offer value. And I met Casey. She sent me 2 pages of notes, which is fantastic for a guest to do. And the whole goal of the session is not only to add value for the audience, but really to show her strengths as a hireable asset. I'm excited to see what the payoff is and how this all plans out. So I think a theme is going to be how opportunity creates opportunity and how relationships create opportunity, and also the very nature that you can look at things like there are no wrong moves as long as you learn. Because I guarantee you, as I speak to her, she's going to be able to put into context, into perspective, how each and every one of those experiences led very directly, almost strategically, into her next position. So what does this all say? Well, as long as we could visualize the goal we want, the outcome we want, we could put into play our current scenario and situation, and we could see, once we visualize the goal and the outcome we want to experience, we can see how we want to get from right here to there. All we got to do is connect the dots once we have clarity. And I'm pretty sure Casey has mastered that, and I'm excited to dig into that as the theme of the show.
Like the wind, her body flows. Down the stairs now, here she comes. I didn't know.
Is this the day we get stuck in an elevator?
Well, they were supposed to get up to floor 3. We're on floor 2, and we're just stopped here with no reception, as they say. I'll try making a phone call and see what we can get.
I have full bars, so
You do.
we'll be safe.
I'm literally being stuck in an elevator. Pseudo stuck, right? I mean, we're not moving. The door's not opening, so...
How are you?
The rescue team,
Nice to meet you, Casey.
you helped us out.
Now here she comes. I didn't know. I would have thought when you came into my life.
I think the theme for today, you've spent a decade in corporate America,
Yes.
and now you're looking to add an element of personal branding.
Definitely. I think it's just with the multiple industries that I've worked in.
Yeah.
I think now is the time where I can actually have a bit of my own brand, because I've taken so much valuable experience from teaching, from banking, from traditional finance, and then from the startup life, where even though I'm not sure what that brand is particularly for myself, but in a way I feel like I've been wandering with purpose and freestyling my way through my career life to be unapologetically myself and pursue what makes me happy and what I'm interested in.
All right, we ready, Peter? Thank you. Here we go. Let's have a great show.
Let's do it.
And welcome back into the studio. You got Josh Carey here, right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, and to talk about personal branding. Not that she is an expert per se, but because of her history in the corporate financial world, she is ready to take the leap into personal branding. It is Casey Fehlbaum.
Especially in the type of economy that we're having today, now maybe it's a time for me to be a little bit more proactive in putting myself in front of these companies, putting myself in front of founders, putting myself in front of people who are innovative and growing and passionate about what it is that they're doing in their respective space. And I would like to say that we are in control of our own destiny. I think what you put into life is what you get out of it.
Did you grow up thinking that that was going to be your long-term career path? How did all this take shape? Well, how important is that to a person? Certainly, I know it was important to you, so maybe tie it in. Whether we're actively working on it or not.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Especially with the permanence of the internet or even a podcast, a radio show. Almost every circumstance, whether we would like it to be or not, is an attempt, or not an attempt, but as an opportunity to brand yourself.
When we're talking about the Casey Fehlbaum personal brand, what do you like to lead with? I started my own personal brand, The Hidden Entrepreneur, back in 2017. And from that moment, I acknowledge that it's always fluid. It's always in flux, right? You don't always have to stay on the path and define yourself rigidly one way or another. You can get new information, new experience that sort of changes or adjusts an outlook for you. What at this point, as you begin the personal brand, do you feel is a core message or a core value that Casey stands for?
Adaptability. And that's to echo what you were saying. It's not about being rigid. It's about being open to new ideas, new people, new opinions, new opportunities. And in order to do that, you have to be adaptable. You can't have the horse blinders on, because an opportunity can come your way at any day, and it's all about being receptive to them.
Adaptability. I love where this is going, because when I asked you the question, you didn't pause. You didn't flinch. You appreciate that. Them wearing a Power Ranger, right? Because the whole culture is changing with Web3, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What can we see Casey doing from this point forward that puts you out in the space to establish your personal brand? It's just wonderful. I wish you the best, and I can't wait to revisit this conversation and get you back on the mic anytime to continue the conversation, to watch the Casey Fehlbaum personal brand in real time develop. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh.
We just got done. Tell me how it felt. What are you feeling?
Relieved. Honestly, really relieved and happy about the process.
Like, what were relieved?
That I didn't completely fumble over everything in a live environment. Because I got in my head that I was like, this is like very permanent, especially when we were talking about permanence in the digital world. I was like, oh, you can't take that back.
Aside from getting stuck in the elevator for a brief little moment with Casey, I think it went off without a hitch. I did my pre-interview work thinking about what would be a great theme and topic to address with Casey, and while I did hit upon them, one of the exciting things about doing interviews like this is you get the ability to get the guest's input, and that's exactly what we did by getting her to establish the idea of personal branding. And I loved being able to talk all about that. She's got a decade-long corporate career, but now she's going to mix that and basically use to her advantage a strategic personal brand, which is a great concept for everybody and anybody. Because like I said on the air, that whether we realize it or not, you're establishing a personal brand just by who you are and what you believe and what you do and how you contribute. You're branding yourself whether you realize it or not. So try making it deliberate, like Casey did. She came to the table with a core value and message of adaptability. Now she can go forward with that and start telling all kinds of stories about adaptability. My personal brand, The Hidden Entrepreneur, is based on the fact that I am no longer hiding, and I will no longer hide behind fear. So everything I do is going to be inspired by how I once was this way, and now I'm doing all these things that suggest that I am no longer doing that. That's how you approach a personal brand. Go forth, do yours. Let me know how it goes for you.
It's another day, I'm back on my feet, so